Welcome to the Militia Gaming community. I'm Trigger and I'm back with another wrong build video, this time the 2015 Honda Civic Type R. Let's go! Alright, before I get into the video, just a quick reminder, if you have any questions about any of my videos, you're welcome to send me a DM on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord, but also feel free to jump into my stream every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time. That's Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be playing some racing games on those streams, and you can just jump into chat and ask me questions. Alright, let's move into the information on the 2015 Honda Civic. So the first thing we want to do is give you the fastest engine. That's one of the most important parts of these videos, so I like to do that at the top of the video. Fastest engine for the Type R 2015 Civic is the 562 horsepower 3.8 liter V8. It ran a 301.3 on Arion, which actually puts this car in the bottom third for track racing out of the cars that I've tested. It's not super fast on the track, and most of that has to do with the fact that it's a front-wheel drive car and just doesn't handle as well as the rear-wheel drive cars and the all-wheel drive cars. It also ran a 243.9 on Sonic, which is not really that slow, but definitely not considered fast either. There are many cars that will outperform this Civic on the track. The bright spot in this race build is that it accelerates to top speed very, very well. It's a slow starter off the line, but then midway through the gearbox, it takes off. It's very fast from 150 miles per hour to 230 miles per hour, and I think that's why its time on Sonic was a little bit better than its time on Arion. Arion doesn't have as many long straights as Sonic does, so it doesn't have a chance to show off its top speed. The best gearbox for the car is the 8-speed gearbox, and it's not really that expensive of a car to build. The car itself will set you back $54,000, and the fastest engine is only $254,000, making your total build cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $400,000 once you put on your ultimate parts. Now, one of the things that really caught my eye is the customization. This car is quite ugly in its stock form, but it turns into something completely different with this wide body kit on it. In real life, I absolutely hate the look of these Civics. I feel like it's too much of a departure from the 90s and early 2000s Hondas, but with this kit on it, it actually looks like a beast. Let me go ahead and give you that full track build or race build now. Pay attention because this build is different due to the front wheel drive aspect of the car. Throw up the build card. So we've got that 562 horsepower 3.8 liter V8, Ultimate Plus engine parts, Ultimate dual turbo, 5x3 pound NOS, super track suspension, elite brakes, super on-road tires, Elite Plus clutch, Elite Plus 8-speed gearbox, and the Pro Showcase differential. That is a very strange setup with the on-road tires and the Showcase differential, but that's what we have. NOS refills, NOS duration. For the live tuning, you've got steering sensitivity 0, which is the default position, and -5 on downforce. Traction control off, and this is a big part of this build. The drift style needs to be on brake. It really does not do well. It's super grippy, and it will not drift a turn if you don't have drift style on brake. It's very interesting. Alright, the drag build will require a few changes considering the track build is so different, but first just swap the NOS to the 1x15 and then change to drag tires and the super track differential. It will run a quarter mile in 8.83 with this setup, which is actually in the middle of the pack of the cars that I've tested. It's not fast, but it's not slow. Again, it's faster in the top end of the gear range, not the bottom end. And because drag racing is basically non-existent, let's move on to the drift. Alright, so drifting in a front wheel drive car is absolutely horrible. But I've managed to figure out a build that does work, but you really have to massage the car when drifting, meaning you have to turn left and right, left and right, left and right to keep the body of the car moving and keep the drift going. Otherwise, you will lose the drift. Just a word of advice, stay away from front wheel drive drifting in this game. It is not satisfying at all. It takes a lot of work to keep the drift going and it's not fun, so just stay away from it. But if you want to, here is the build. Go ahead and throw up that build card. 562 horsepower 3.8 liter V8 again, Ultimate Plus engine parts, Ultimate dual turbo, and the 5x3 pound NOS. Pro drift suspension, elite brakes, elite drift tires, Elite Plus clutch, Elite Plus 8-speed gearbox, and the Pro Drift differential. I'm going with NOS refills and duration as always, and the steering sensitivity needs to be at +5 and downforce -5, traction control off, and drift style on gas. And lastly, let's take a look at the off-road build. As always, I test the car's off-road abilities by running it through 2 races, HTV2 and Rumble. Then I add the times together and put that combined time on my leaderboard. And for this Civic, I was absolutely blown away. A 149.9 on HTV2 and a 310.4 on Rumble. Those 2 times combined put this car in the top 10 for off-road at number 6 overall. It's only 0.3 of a second behind the 5th place car. I had some issues getting the car to slide around corners when I was testing in the track build. It was super grippy, and I think that actually translated into a ridiculously grippy off-road build. It regains traction after a drift in the dirt so fast, and its top speed is right up there with the fastest off-road cars in the game. I cannot say enough about this car in the dirt. It is so good. It's absolutely phenomenal. All right, throw up that full off-road build card. 562 horsepower, 3.8 liter V8, Ultimate Plus engine parts, Ultimate dual turbo, and the 5x3 pound NOS, Super Rally suspension, Elite brakes, Elite off-road tires, Elite Plus clutch, Elite Plus 8-speed gearbox, and the Super Rally differential, of course, NOS refills, NOS duration, and then steering sensitivity is +5, downforce -5, traction control off, and then once again, drift style needs to be on brake. And with that, I'll end the video. I really appreciate everyone's support on this series. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and shout out to all the Militia subs. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.